It's his left lower leg, but I went in to see him and just said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Don't tell me you're like Jacob. You get carried off in a stretcher and you're ready to play the second half." But he both laughed. But he's whether he'll be able to play, it'll probably be day to day. But it's his lower leg.
Jerry Tipton.
Yeah, John, a lot of booing with that play when McKissick went into Ty's lower leg, and also the one in the second half with Lance and the Florida guy goes down. The whole thing. How did you see those two plays?
I didn't. I'll watch them on tape, Jerry. When I see them on tape, I'll comment to the league about them. If I think they were obvious, they got to explain why they weren't called.
And I wonder too. Late in the first half, you kind of went big with Oscar and Lance together. How much do you think that maybe changed the tone of the game?
No, it did change the tone. Lance was the reason we had a gap. You know, and I said after, he's building his own confidence. He knows what he is. He's not listening to people tell him 8th grade basketball scoring and do all. He's not listening to that. He's doing what he has to, and he protected Keon. Keon didn't play great today. Keon's played out of his mind. Well, he struggled. He's not a machine. He's not a computer. It's not video games. And Lance went in and covered for him. I gave Bryce a little bit of a run, but when I put Lance in, Lance just made the statement loud and clear, you better keep playing me. So that's the only reason I didn't play Bryce more. It's how well Lance played. But then, you know, Oscar does what he does, and I thought that Xavier ran a great game, just ran us in the second half. It was great. At one point, one of the other players, we broke a huddle, and I think it was Kellen said to him, "Listen, don't foul, because with you in the game, we're different. You make us run, so don't foul." And it's true. Like, you could say it was just Lance, but he was out with 2 fouls, and they were both fouls. He fouled both times.
Daryl Bird.
Yeah, Cal, I was going to ask about Lance. I mean, you have a player to your candidate against each other. I wonder if every team needs a Lance. What do you bring beyond the box score?
You know what I told him after, what's great, that shows you it's not 8th grade basketball? He shot an air ball from the free throw line. And you know what the fans were doing? We want Lance. We want Lance. It just tells you, if you'll fight and compete and not be timid, just play aggressively, everybody loves it. It's like I kept telling Severe, you have an impact on the game when you don't score. But it kills you when you don't. When the minute you don't care about scoring, you're going to score, which he did today. And, you know, it's, you know, interesting what we're seeing. Davion stepping in, doing what he's doing. I mean, we had timeouts and played a lot of people in the first half. In the second half, you're trying to win the game. You know, and again, the fans are loving on these guys, and that's why I keep coming back to. You're talking down on the kids or the program. When you're talking down and you're yelling too much, or, you know, what about this and what about that? I mean, I don't get it, but that's why I say we got the greatest fans who, when they recognize that stuff, no eyeballs or no ears from me. No eyeballs or no ears from are true fans. The Big Blue Nation. And these kids, you know, how about today? And I didn't know till this morning that we were going to have 4 people from Mayfield come in. How about that? The team was like touched by it. Like, they remember, I said, where were we when it happened? We were at Notre Dame, Coach, and we all went to the grotto and we were praying for I said, you prayed for 4 of these guys. And you know what? One of them was in the candle factory. I mean, I come back to, please, everyone, do not forget about West Kentucky. We should be able to do this and do this rather quickly, because we're not talking 400,000 people affected. It's a small number. And, you know, talking when we were up there to different legislators and the governor, I mean, they're on it. We just got to keep moving.
Kyle
I know you don't know details, and I don't mean to belabor the point, but on Ty, it sounds like, at least when you say, you guys are laughing back there and day to day, that you feel pretty good that it's not a major.
Well, there was an X-ray. So yeah. So if that were like, it looks like there's something there, I'd be like, wow. Now, he still may be out a week or two. Who knows? Could be a muscle. It could be something that's separated, because he got hit hard. It's kind of like the guy that bum rushed our huddle. I mean, this game, it is. But you know what was great? The other players of Florida came right up to me and said, "Coach, we're all good." I said, "Thank you. We are too." Our team huddled and said, "We're not buying into that. We're not. That's not who we are. We're worried about winning a game." So probably it was good that it happened. Not that he got hurt, but good that kind of scrum, and then our response to it. Like Lance responded great. He just laughed.
Ken Spencer?
John, it seemed like in the second half you just kind of kept feeding it to Oscar down low and let him do his thing. Is it hard to come up with different ways to describe how good he's been for you?
He's been a beast. The only thing, it's kind of like Severe, where when he focuses on one area, Oscar's thing, he started to get where he's trying to score. Like, how does a kid make 85 shots in 5 minutes and then miss them in the game? Or miss free throws when he'll make 15, 18 in a row? Then it becomes, you're trying to add points in your head. And you know how I know that affects it? Because I did that. Oh, yeah, you're counting points. I know what I had. If I make these two, and then I make these, well, then you don't make them. You got to look at the stat sheet when the game's over. And so with him, just play, man. Just play.
Larry Vaughn.
Hey, John, I was wondering, with Oscar, does he ever have a bad day? I mean, do you ever have to give him a pep talk?
Well, the people that are close to him said there were at a point in time that, the kid was down and this, that, and the other. But since he's been here, this kid got a smile on his face. He's starting like he's a funny kid. When he doesn't want to concentrate or he doesn't have the mental discipline, I don't understand the language. It's all BS. He understands everything. And if you watch him now, he doesn't break down on play. He knows what he's doing unless he becomes mentally undisciplined and he starts to roam with his mind. But this is, like I said, I told them after, this is high-level basketball here. This isn't 8th grade. You can't be listening to 8th grade coaches tell you got to get points, you got to do, just what's your role on this team? I'm going to do it. And the biggest thing I'm going to do is fight and battle and compete and talk and do what I'm supposed to for this team. And then the team's going to do some stuff for me that gives me easy baskets.
Hayes Gardner.
Kellen Grady missed a few shots, but he still had 4 threes today. Is he one of the better spot-up shooters you've had at UK? And what does having him do for the offense?
Well, you had some, going back, Deron Lamb was a really, he'd go get 25 in a minute if you left him open. And I've had Devin Booker, he's not too bad. But he also had Aaron Harrison, who would knock down shots. I mean, I'm leaving guys out. Malik Monk, I mean, come on. We've had a bunch here. But what I like is I had to take him out because he missed 4 in a row. I had to. But his job was to keep shooting. At the end of the half, I got upset because Ty was open in the corner and Oscar was open and he shot 2 balls. What are you doing? And then they got a layup. Well, you told me to shoot it. Not if guys are wide open. So he made his last shot because I mentioned after the game couldn't make a shot. And then somebody said, well, he made 4, made 3 to start the game. I said, oh, I forgot. And they all laughed.
Lonnie Demery. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Next, I can't hear you, Lonnie. It's breaking up. Go ahead.
Jerry Tipton.
Don, I wonder with Ty, hopefully not serious, as you say, but you've had several guys get hurt, nicked, and so on. You starting to feel star-crossed at all? Like, what's going on?
Well, I talked to the guys after. You guys know it. And I've talked about this, fresh minds and fresh legs at the end of the year, that's the most important thing. And so we went in this practice, we had a couple pro scouts come in, and I said, look, I'm going to go 5-on-5 for about 10 minutes, and that'll be about it. I told the players before, the guys that need that are Bryce and Damian. They need us to scrimmage some. The problem is we got guys that are in wars every time they play, and they don't need to be scrimmaging with 21 days left in the regular season. So we did a 5-on-5 blockout drill. The third time up and down the floor, Oscar went down and grabbed his leg. And I went, what? And he ended up shaking it off, and he was okay. What do you think I did, Jerry? We went 5-on-0. Here we go. So you can't, our whole thing is being really focused, being fresh and ready to go, talking, accepting roles. Some guys are going to play better some days. Some guys won't play as well some days. They're not machines. They're not robots. But we got enough guys that can come in and do their thing.
Kyle Tucker.
Cal, kind of along those lines, I would think there's just a mental hurdle that you got to get over when you see a guy that you know is important to you, your teammate, go down like the way Ty did, and it didn't look good in the moment. Are you happy with, and this is now, like Jerry said, it's happened to you guys a few times. Are you happy with the way this team seems to be able to shake that off and kind of just keep going with whoever's still out there?
And then if it was one more guy like it was at LSU and the way it was at Auburn, it makes it way harder. You know what I'm saying? We need those guys. But one we can kind of cover for. We covered for Severe, covered for Ty. We can do it, but you can't cover for both of them.
Larry Vaught.
John, you're always talking about everything points to March. All the different things that have happened this year with injuries, some of the games y'all have faced on the road and all. Is that all in the long run going to be really good preparation for when March gets here in a few days?
What defense did Florida play today? Larry, were you watching the game, Larry? They played a 3-2 zone, which we haven't faced all year. Thank goodness we faced it. And I think our guys were confident in what we were doing, and they looked confident.
Kyle Tucker, back to you.
I'm sure this doesn't
necessarily matter to you that much, but in the National Player of the Year race, you guys have officially launched Oscar's campaign with stuff like today. Are you all in on the idea that he's the most impactful player in the country?
I would say, but there may be some bias that, plays at Kentucky, no way. I'll vote for a yellow, what do they call those, blue dog, yellow dogs, what, before I'd vote for that? I mean, he may get some of that, but the reality of it is if you watch and you see who he is, you got to love the kid. He plays so hard. He never says a word about the officials. He smiles. He went to a grade school and was working with some kids from the Congo. They said it was like ridiculous what it did for the kids and for him. He plays his heart out. Doesn't play great every night out, but he impacts every game. And so I would say there may be a couple players that are having more of an impact on games than him, but I'd have to see him. And I'd have to say over the long haul, he's doing things that, Kyle, haven't been done for 45 years. Yeah, but he's at Kentucky. I know. I get it. So, we've had the Player of the Year here. Have we had a couple of those, I think? 2? So we'll see. It's just got to finish. I told him, I'm trying to get him to stop worrying about offense so he'll score. Stop worrying about missing a shot in a free throw. Stop worrying about missing one-footers. If you get 15 rebounds a game the rest of the way, you're going to be player of the year anyway. And if you stop worrying about offense, you'll score more. Wow, isn't it funny how that works?
Go ahead, Kyle.
How challenging is it to keep sort of your focus on what's happening on the floor after somebody like Ty that's so important to you goes down like he did? And it seemed like I assume you saw what we saw. He looked very concerned about it. Is that a little bit rattling when that happens? And how did you guys kind of hold it together and finish that one off?
Obviously, that was unfortunate for, Ty to go out, but we've always had like the next man up mentality, no matter, the situation or the circumstance. I think that plays to a strength of this team is our depth, and the guys are willing to step up and have stepped up in previous games when their name is called upon. So obviously we took a moment like, man, we hope he's okay, but I know he would want us to finish the game and win the game and finish on a high note like we did.
John Hale.
So Cal keeps telling us that nobody worries about your shot but you, because you affect the game so many ways. Just how difficult was it to not think about the shot during the last 3 games?
It's part of basketball. Obviously you look at the stat sheet and you see that you ain't making any, but I had 11 assists, I had 4 rebounds, I had 3 steals. So like Coach was saying, I impact the game in other ways. And even stuff that isn't on the stat sheet, just with my voice and my leadership, my presence, being able to hold my guys accountable, and also making sure they're loose and they're fun, because everyone's playing well, everyone's in a rhythm, and that's a big thing for us. Everyone, making sure everyone feels good, everyone's bought in, everyone's in a rhythm, especially heading into the latter part of the season.
Jerry Tipton.
Yes, Javier, I hope I can ask too. How much do you think going big helped you guys, kind of take control of the game with Lance joining Oscar together?
Lance changed the game just with his energy. His presence, his IQ on both sides of the court, and his tenacity, and being able to rebound, get down there and rebound, alter shots, muck it up a little bit as far as challenging Castleton, making it tough for him, and going against Oscar is tough, but we also have Lance, someone like that, fierce competitor who's physical, who's aggressive, also coming at you like that. It's pretty hard to deal with, and he took his moments, and he made the best of it, and we weren't in a situation that we were in without him for sure.
Too about the 2 early fouls. Both times it looked like you were being screened and you were dealing with that. Looking back on it, what did you do that you won't do next? You know what I mean? What did you learn from those?
I haven't watched it, so I can't say looking back. Sometimes you might think you remember something some way, then you look on film and it didn't happen, and didn't play out the way that you thought it did. So I have to go back and look and see what I did and see how I could do better next time in that situation.
Thanks.
Larry Vaught.
With all the things that you guys have dealt with this year, from injuries to road atmospheres, trying to put a new team together and all, do you feel like this team's even maybe better prepared for March now than what you thought it would be when the season started? Or are there still a lot of things you guys can still do to get better before the tournament play starts?
That's like a big picture kind of question, and me personally, obviously we have big picture goals, but I don't look at it like that. I look at it as how can I get better? How can we get better as a team day to day? How can we win this day? Win this practice? Win this film session? Win this game? And if you take it step by step, you're gonna get better naturally. So I never really thought about we were gonna be this good, or we aren't here yet. I just look at how we can get better every day and how I can impact my guys, and so they can stay positive, they can stay loose, and they can stay in the rhythm.
So do you like where this team is at then?
Yeah.
Ken Spencer.
Xavier, speaking about your shooting, when that three kind of rattled in today, was it a little bit of a weight that kind of got lifted off your shoulders? How did that feel?
It was a rhythm shot. I mean, I wouldn't be here at Kentucky if I didn't make some baskets, if I couldn't, impact the game. If I couldn't score the ball. They don't just hand out the jerseys here. So I just trusted my process, knowing that at some point, it's going to come back to me. You don't live at the top of the mountain forever. Sometimes you got to come back. You got to come down, and then your next achievement is climbing another mountain. And, that's what happened today, where I finally got it, won the drop. And when I made it, I was pretty happy, though, just to see one go in. And I think the biggest thing was how excited my teammates were for me on the bench, if you look at their reactions. And that's kind of telling to what this team is about. Being for each other, playing for each other, losing yourself in the moment, and, being able to lock in and do what we need to do to win games.
John Hale.
Samir, what is it about Lance's personality that seems to put him in the middle of those situations, like the little scrum in front of the bench? Seems to really kind of thrive on that physicality at times.
Yeah. I would just say you have to be around Lance outside the court, or even just on the court. You would kind of get as to why he's always in that. But he's our enforcer. When things get physical, even in practice, he's always there. He's always giving us that edge, being a competitor, being fierce. And, honestly, that's helped Oscar, because Oscar has to bring it every day, or Lance is going out there and fight and be tough and battle with him. So it's a healthy relationship that he has, and he's impacting us. When he's out there, we know we're going to get energy. We know he's going to try his best. He's going to play hard, play smart, and impact the game on either side of the ball.
Jerry, back to you.
Yeah, one quick one, Xavier. Why do you think you have struggled with shooting at times?
I don't know. Kobe Bryant goes 0 for he went 0 for what it was, or he goes 2 for 21. I mean, I'm not, 2K player rated 99. I'm not a computer. I'm still, like Coach Cal says, you're not going to make them all, but you can't miss them all. So I finally made one today, so I didn't mean I missed them all. So, that's part of the game. And like I said, there's other ways to impact the game. And as long as we're winning, I have a positive impact on my team and making sure that those guys are okay and the coaching staff trust me. I'm going to do my part, stay the process, stay the course, and I know the results will kick in for me for sure.
Kyle Tucker.
What's your best case that you can state for Oscar as the national player of the year?
That's self-explanatory. And not only by his play, but even if I wish there was just a person of the year. I think that's more telling, just how Oscar is as a person. And I think that's why all the success is coming back to him. Just the way he's selfish, the way he's looking to give back, the way he takes his time to greet others who aren't in his circle or in his vicinity. Just being able to put a smile on someone else's face. That comes around, that comes back to you. That's like almost, I think some people call it karma. But, and he works tirelessly. He's always in the gym. He's always looking to get better. He takes constructive criticism. Even when the coaches are a little hard on him, or sometimes, players, even me, I might yell at him a couple times. He always does it with a smile on his face. And for us to see him perform the way he does, you got to want him to be player of the year, the way he's playing. And, I do really, really want him to get it for sure.
All right, that's all our time for Xavier. We'll have Oscar here in a minute. Kyle, start us off.
Yeah, Oscar, what can you tell us about the visitor you had? Little girl, I think you promised you're going to get 20 rebounds too. And do you feel like you owe her one now? Only 19.
Yeah, she came visit. She told me I'm her favorite player, and I told her okay, I'm gonna tomorrow. It was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I said tomorrow I'm gonna go rebound for you. So that's why I came today with a different mindset. I said no, I got a rebound for her. I'm pretty sure she'll be more than happy for what I promised her. I promised her 20, but I missed couple. But I think she'll be more than happy for this 19 rebound.
John Hale.
Oscar, along those similar
similar lines. The class you went and spoke to yesterday of the students from Africa, what did that experience mean to you? I understand you all kind of got the bond on some similar things that you went through as children coming here, adjusting to life in America. What did that mean to you?
It means a lot. Kids like that, you know, the stuff I went through, because they probably struggling, they're going through the same thing I went through. I'm here to try to help people to understand things is not gonna be easy, but like just to say something good so they can change their mind, they can keep working hard, they can keep doing good, and believe who's in charge of everything, God. So it was pretty good, and I'm happy I get to stop to go visit them and get to talk to them.
Jeff Drummond?
Yeah, Oscar, I'm wondering, how many times in an average game do you feel like you've been fouled? And how many are being called?
I just, I don't know, like I just play out there because it is a game of basketball. I just being good, I just do my best. Whatever is happening in the game, I think I can control what I'm able to control. Whatever I'm not able to control, I just let it go. I just keep working harder. So it's always good. It's always good. Keep playing harder.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Oscar, when Coach Cal was on here a minute ago, he said that you sometimes pretend you don't understand the English he's saying when he's, I don't want to say critical, but when he's trying to improve your game. How accurate is
He's accurate. I told him to go learn some French so I can be able to understand real quick. I struggle a little bit, but one thing he did the best is stop and talk to me slow. Just because I've been here for a long time, it don't mean like I understand all English very good. I'm still learning, but like he do better job to slow down and speak to me.
and a follow. I remember months ago you said you were hoping to teach Cal French. How's that coming along?
It's getting better. I think so far so good. I speak up 2 words. For 3 months, he just learned 2 words. Like,
2 words?
yeah. Like he's getting better. I think it will take him a couple years to learn French. I hope he keep me forever so I can help him.
What are the
2 words that he got him to know?
I think he learned slow down, told me to slow down in French. And what is another word? I don't know, I forgot the other word. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Kyle Tucker, back to you.
Yeah, Oscar, I wonder what the challenge is mentally for you guys when you have something happen like what happened to Ty, where it looks like he's really worried. He seemed like he was very concerned about his injury. Maybe sounds like it wasn't that bad as it turns out, but in the moment, how do you kind of keep focus as a team?
When something happened to any of us, we always worry like it's major. But like, I did not talk to him. I have not get information how he is. But like, I think he'll be all right. I hope he's good. But even me, when some injury happened to me, I get worried too much. I feel like it's major. But like, as when they calm me down, they check it, and I figured I was not big. It's just like that, but I hope it's good, and I believe you'll be all right.
Just how you guys play through that. I mean, today seemed like the best example of that. You've had several instances when one of your guys go down and it hasn't turned out great. You finally kind of were able as a group to play through that and drop the hammer on somebody.
We stay together. We know there's an injury, it might happen, but we can now lose the focus just because somebody got hurt. We just gotta stay together and finish like we did tonight. We cover him. It's not like he did it on purpose. It happened. It can't happen like that. But one thing we say, we gotta stick together, finish a game, then we can go talk to him. We told him he'll be fine and everything. But we stay together and we love each other. We care about each other. That's the good about this team.
Back to you, Jerry.
Yeah, Oscar, how much do you think Lance Ware impacted the game tonight?
I am proud of Lance. Lance has been play behind me. It is good for what I'm seeing from him. Lance is a great player. In the practice, we go against each other all the time. It is so easy for me to do easy things on him in the practice, and he works so hard. But what he did tonight, it seems like it's going to be a different for me and him out there because nobody else is going to grab a rebound. It is kind of like scary. And he can finish, he can dunk the ball. We are good. I'm proud of him. And I keep talking to him about never worry about what is happening now. Keep working harder. Hard work pays off. Just keep working. Only people don't understand is now people pay. It's God who sees and pay. So keep working harder. That's all I told him.
You guys played together. I don't remember seeing that in an earlier game. How much in practice or whatever are you guys together on the same team?
We practice a lot. We practice a lot sometimes in the same team. But in the same team is nobody can stop us. Coach would be like, no, Lance, go back in the other team. Because I feel like they're not playing defense. They're not getting rebound. Lance, I love playing with Lance too. I love playing with Lance. Like today was good. I just enjoy see him out there. Somebody backs me out, he's getting rebound. Somebody backs him out, I'm getting rebound. And you guys already know.
Tyler Thompson.
Hey, Oscar, the line of fans waiting to meet you after the game was pretty incredible. What does your relationship with this fan base mean to you? And like Gary said, how much are you trying to just cherish this and enjoy this while you can?
Like I say, my relationship with these fans, it means a lot. They care. They came to support us. I can do anything for them. I'm just so grateful to see people are cheering for you like that. It is a bless. So anything for them, I can do it. And I'm encouraging my teammates to be exactly the same thing, to do the same thing, because these people, the way they care about us, the way they follow us everywhere, I would say like it's crazy. I never see something like this in my life. I'm just enjoying this moment and I'm taking advantage. I cannot, probably one day you're going to be like, man, look what happened to me in Kentucky. But this is the time you got to make a history. You got to make a history with people, make them happy, enjoy this moment. So I love our fans and I'm going to do anything for them. Probably I'm going to go back there for probably 20, 15 minutes. I got to make sure I sign their stuff, take a picture with those little kids. So.